welcome to the Lion Brand Yarn Studio second floor classroom, and we're here with the one and only, I'm going to say it without a correction, Mathew Gnagy. Did I get it right?
Well done, absolutely.
Because, by the way, G-N-A-G-Y, how often is that mangled? A lot?
Yeah, kind of all the time.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just read it and go, oh, I know how to pronounce that. But anyway, enough about that. We're here to talk sweater design.
Absolutely.
I'm wearing an original. I think it looks very good. So knitting off the axis. Now, I've noticed that they're very long book titles lately, but your subtitle goes right through your title, which I do love. So knitting off the axis, projects and techniques for sideways knitting. So how off the axis are you?
Well, it depends. I mean, when you're talking about the knitting, most of it's just directly sided. If we want to talk about what's going on in my head, that's a much longer video than we've got time for.
Well, now, what went on in your head to give you this idea?
Well, I had been putting some designs out in magazines for a while because I knew that that's where I wanted to go. So I started publishing designs, and I had the idea that I wanted to write a book, but I kind of felt like I wasn't ready yet, so I let it stew. And then it came up again, and I said, well, every good book has to have a gimmick. What's my gimmick? So I said, well, the fastest way to find that out is to look back at what I've done. So I looked back at all the things that I had published, and they all had some kind of unusual sideways element to them. Every single one.
Oh,
I was like, hey, there it is.
I got a gimmick.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And so I immediately set about writing the proposal, and it was accepted the first time out, which is kind of an unusual thing with my publisher.
That is pretty impressive. And now I just have to take a moment because I have a nickname here at the studio, which I won't go into, but it's about gauge. You know, I teach the gauge class, and I have a little pet peeve about people that say, oh, row gauge doesn't matter. So row gauge, I'm thinking, matters quite a lot when you're knitting this way to this way.
Right.
So,
row gauge is king.
Yeah. So have you had any gauge tragedy stories that people have sent you, like, I did my gauge swatch and this doesn't, but they only check their stitch gauge, not their row?
I've had a couple, but they haven't been too big of a nightmare.
Nothing
Most
tragic.
of them, the row gauge is completely off because the fiber content of the yarn is off, which means the elasticity is different.
Exactly.
So like there's this whole technical aspect, and I have to type these long emails to explain it to these poor people that are freaking out because their sweater's coming out too big.
Because more things affect row gauge than stitch gauge, the fiber content, the twist, your knitting style.
Yeah.
That's what kills me.
Continental versus American, like those differences are
yeah.
are
Amy
huge.
Dachen's row gauge is insane. It's a square. Her stitches are square. She's a nut.
That's very strange.
Yeah. Well, this is so gorgeous. And one thing I loved that the way the book is organized, the table of contents, you have truly sideways, mostly sideways, and then the every which way, which I completely love. But I just find them so incredibly flattering and gorgeous. So here, I just have to show this one. The detail in them is stunning because I'm all about, I love the texture. Some people are color work folks. I'm just about the texture.
I love texture.
And, they're gorgeous. So what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite child?
Oh goodness. I mean, they're all so different. I'm a guy, so my favorite guy's sweater in here is the Eric sweater, named after a very good friend of mine who has really broad shoulders, and the sweater kind of gives an appearance of really broad shoulders, so I named it after him. And then I think for women's sweaters, my favorite is it's a great sweater. It's my favorite one. I have multiple copies of it myself. But my favorite women's sweater is the Dominique.
Oh, that's
the lace sweater that's in here, the little lace jacket, because I think it is it's so easy to knit, and it's so cute.
That's a gorgeous one. Gorgeous. And are they all named after people you really know?
Nearly all of them, yes.
So there's an imposter in here? It's just some stranger?
There's a couple of imposters in there, but I think I think there's only two.
Well, I can't wait to see more of these samples. There's a suitcase full downstairs. So if you can't be with us here in New York, go out, buy the book, try to find the imposters. See if you can think of you don't know Francesca.
I do.
Okay, well, so I didn't win this game. But okay, so buy the book, Knit the Sweaters, and email him your imposter choices. I think that's a fun game.
I think it's a very fun game.
Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see more.
You're welcome. I can't wait to show them to you.
All right, bye from the Library and Yarn Studio.